So, it's me again. I'm back in town now due to this Corona crap. And I got my Camaro, which I'm about to start working on again. So today what I have to get done is I want to try and get where the quarter's put on. I haven't quite finished the quarter yet. I still have the seam that goes to the deck. I don't know what this is called. I think it's like, I know it's package tray, the deck. This is like the filler, I guess. And I need to get this seam in here. And I need to get down by the rocker where the quarter meets the rocker. That's not welded in yet. So I'm about to get to work on that. And what I think I'm going to do on this seam is I think I'm just going to weld it solid, because it's kind of like since I replaced the quarter, I'm never going to get that seam as tight as I want it to where it'll look factory. So, and I saw a car at a car show that was just completely smooth over and it looked really good. So that's what I think I'm going to do. It just looks cleaner. And the other side, I'll try and show you, is the same way, but I'm going to try and fill that one in too. So I got to do both sides. So I'm going to try and get it real focused on here. So this is that seam I was talking about. This was me right here, but now even clamped down super tight. This is as tight as I'm going to get it, because those 90s are too short, or they're not too short, but there's not enough. I don't know how to explain this. The panel's not like long enough this way, so me just clamping them is not going to push the corners tighter together to close that seam. It's just going to bend out the bottoms, the bottom flanges, and bend those together, but it's still going to have this gap at the top. So this is actually welded, spot welded at the bottom, and it's as tight as I could get it. So I can either weld this solid and try and remake that seam, or I can just, like, I can weld it solid and then take like an angle grinder or something and just like kind of come down and remake that seam with an angle grinder. And it might look good, but it's just, if you've looked at these cars before, you'll know it's just not going to look right. Like, you'll see it and you'll recognize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it in with a weld. I'm just going to weld it solid, clean it out as best I can, weld it solid, and then grind it smooth. So it'll be looking good hopefully when it's done. I'm going to try and get like a time lapse of me doing one side and show you guys the result. But this side right here is not clamped at all. So you can see there is a gap. You can see light at the bottom right there. So I need to try and get that done. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on today. That, and I got to finish the bottom by the rocker. Hopefully I can get that done. I don't know how much time left. I got to leave back to college tonight. So yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I welded up the seam now. It looks kind of ugly because it's real thin sheet metal, so it's kind of hard to weld. I was burning through in a couple areas, but it's welded up for right now. So I'm going to go ahead, I know it looks like shit, but I'm going to go ahead and grind it, try and get it as flat as I possibly can. You can't tell on camera, but it doesn't look that bad. Like, I know it just looks super discolored. It doesn't look that bad, alright? So yeah, I'm going to grind it flat, and we'll see how it looks. I got the panels kind of even. Now, I did put a lot of heat into this panel, but I'm not really worried. Yeah, and this deck filler panel, so this quarter panel was already kind of thin in that area from where that corner was, that 90. So I was really burning through on this side, but I'm not worried because it's not, I doubt it warped the panel at all, because there's no heat in any like other part of the panel. It's just contained right there. Doesn't seem like it warped it at all, but yeah, so now I'm gonna grind it smooth. so it's done on this side, and I actually really like the result. I know the weld looked kind of bad, but the end result is what matters, and I'm happy with that. You can barely even tell that it was like that it's filled or whatever. There's like a slight crown to it at the top, but I mean, I'm gonna have to skim this panel anyways, so it's nothing. I'm happy with the result, honestly. And I got both ends. I left this gap up here open. That's where the windshield's gonna sit. So hopefully that's sealed, or the rear window. And I filled in this gap down here where it was, because this is the quarter right here, and it comes over and it comes back up and it comes over. So there was a gap right there, but now it's filled. So this is now, technically speaking, one solid panel all the way across. And I like the look. It's like a clean, nice looking, like it just looks clean. Like it's just, I like the look personally. So I'm gonna probably do a time lapse of the other side. The other side's probably not gonna take me that long. So yeah, let's do a time lapse of the other side, and I'll come back to you when I am done. So yeah. Come on. All right, so that's gonna be about it. I got this whole section done. I got it done on both sides. I'm pretty happy with the result. I mean, I saw it at a car show and finished. It looks really good on the finished cars. It beats having a gap that people are gonna know about and see, and it just looks ugly. So I'm happy with the result. Now the filler panel right here is slightly lower than both quarters, just because it's an aftermarket quarter. Both of them are aftermarket quarters. So I'm never really gonna get that right unless I cut up the quarter. And I already did that a bunch on the trunk, getting that gap right and everything. So I just didn't want to do it again to fix, you know, a millimeter higher of height. It doesn't make sense. Plus I'm skimming both the quarter and the deck filler and the trunk. So it's like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, you try and get the car as straight as possible, but there's only so much you can do with aftermarket parts. So yeah, I'm happy with that result. I think it's gonna come out looking really good, and plus that's way more solid of a weld. Yeah, I'm happy with the result. So I still have a laundry list of stuff to do. I have a list over there, and I'm gonna be checking it off one by one. I'll be in town again real soon. I mean, I don't live far from my garage, so I'll be back real soon to work on this. I have still a ton of stuff to do. It's crazy. But hopefully the plan is by the end of summer, I want to be able to drive this car. I plan on buying a donor car when I come back in May, because I'll be living here again full time in May. So I'm going to be buying a donor car. And I'll show you what the donor car is. It's going to be kind of cool. I mean, it's been done before the swap, but it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm excited about it. And I've had this car sitting in my damn garage for 3 years now. And it's just, I just want to drive it. I want to drive it bad, but yeah, so I'll come back to you. I doubt I'll do anything else in this video, but let me show you the end result. So this is the end result on this one. Now, like I said, this quarter is going to be a little bit higher than this deck filler, but it's like not even, it's nothing. It's like not even a 64th. So it's, yeah, there's no difference. It's just crowned up at the top right here because this is an aftermarket quarter. So it's not 100% right, but yeah, so it's crowned up a little bit up here. Nothing I can really do. But I like the way this welded on this side. The weld is sitting down in the gap. So when I skim it over, my high spot is going to be this quarter. So I can drag off of here and go straight across. And I can skim off of that. So yeah, I'll just quickly show you the other side. So I think that side looks good. And then this side looks good. This side I had to grind down a little bit more because it was crowned up. The weld was crowned up. So yeah, but I'm happy with the end result. Yeah, I talked about this in a previous video, but I had to do a ton of work right here. I had to cut this and extend it, like widen it to get this trunk gap right. Finally, it's right. So yeah, all right, man. I'll see y'all next time. All right, so I was gonna go back inside and finish this video, but I got one more thing to work on that's been bothering me. So on the e-brake on this car, it's a pedal. And obviously if it's been used a lot, the pedal just goes right into the firewall. So the two mounting holes where the pedal goes into the firewall have like stressed and cracked, which, I mean, it's not uncommon on these cars, so I'll show you. So, all right, so this is my e-brake cable. Now I want to go back with the factory style e-brake cable, or at least for now. The donor car, I think, has a pull, like a hand lever. So I don't know if I'm gonna go with that or if I'm gonna go with this. But for right now, I want to fix this. It's cracked up. It should be a simple, 10-minute fix. I'm just gonna do a time lapse of it. It's a really nice day, so I don't want to go back inside. Not yet, at least. I have more stuff to do. So yeah, I'm probably gonna work on that right now. Let me get that done, and then yeah, I'll probably come back to you. All right, so it's done. I found the more that you like mess with something, the worse it gets. So sometimes, like with this, I left a little bit of the welds on ground just because I feel like it's probably gonna crack again at some point, and I just don't want to have to come through and fix a car, especially after it's painted and assembled or something. So I kind of left some of them on ground, but for the most part, the cracks are fixed. Let me go ahead and show you that. So basically what I did, I just welded up the cracks. I got all the pieces kind of flush, welded up the cracks, and then kind of ground them down. I mean, it looks good. I know on camera it probably looks like shit, but it looks good. Right here, I just left this weld on ground. That's where it cracked, so I'm just gonna leave the weld kind of thick right there. But yeah, man, we're good. That's not going anywhere. And when I go to put this brake back in, I'm probably gonna have to re-drill the hole a little bit because this is a little bit wonky now. So yeah, all right, I think that's gonna be it for this video now, hopefully.